Hey everybody, Scoutcrafter here again with another video. I promised a friend of mine, Bobby, my mentor, that I would make this video. I picked up this HiLift Jack model 485. I picked it up off of Amazon. I picked it up the other day and I was running it through some of the paces, checking it out, and I want to tell my views and review about this jack. Now basically it's similar to an old bumper jack. These jacks have been around since 1905. They come in 3 different models. This one is the middle model. They also have a little bit less expensive, and it's only $2 less. You'd be crazy to go for it, but instead of having this beautiful ductile iron cast base, it comes with a welded metal stamp base. And the cheap one also, instead of having this nice cast top, comes with a sheet metal top. So for the $2, it just doesn't pay in my eyes. Another difference is you'll see that there's another higher end model. They call it the Extreme, and that comes with a different top. But I have an aftermarket top that I have, and I'll show you how that works. So basically, they come in 3 different lengths. They come anywhere from 36, 41, 48, even 60 inches. The problem with the height on this one's 51 inches. Even though it's a 48-inch jack, it measures 51 to the top of there. But you have to be careful and remember that at 12 inches of the top 12 inches, it's not considered usable. So if you need to go up 48 inches, you need to get the next size up. But who needs to go up usually that high? The jack will go down 4.5 inches off the deck. And it does have, if you ever used any of the old bumper jacks, you'll notice that this has a little bit of a play to left and right, about 4 inches left and right, and about 9 inches front and back. And that's because for uneven ground. So let's get this up on the table saw, and I'll show you some of the actions and some of the other things. One nice feature of this cast top, that if you turn it 90 degrees, like I just did, you take off that 3/4 inch bolt, you turn it 90 degrees. Now you have a clamp that you can clamp, or you can use it as a winch. By putting a strap around that top and anchoring the bottom part, you can use this jack as a winch. Now the guys over at Rescue 42 Incorporated make this product called the Jackmate, and what it does is it basically turns your HiLift Jack into you can use it as a rescue tool, but this is just like similar to the Extreme model, and this goes over the top. I'll show you how that goes on in a minute, and you can put a chain in here for a better winching capability. You have other rings, and you also have steps. You could put this on uneven ground. You could turn this upside down. It's a pretty versatile tool, and I'll mount it on the jack, show you how that looks. Okay, here we have the Jackmate mounted on the top of the jack. Would be for a winching operation. You can see here the chain goes in here, or you can put a shackle in here. There's pins that make this go up, or you can have it adjustable any way you want. Now, if you were to take this whole Jackmate, reverse it, put it on the other side, take the base off, then you would have a spreader or a manual jaws of life. So it's a very versatile tool. One problem you might, one obstacle you might come into is that because that base is only 7 inches by 4 inches, a lot of times if you use it in mud or sand, it might sink into the problem. And that's why they provided all these holes, these countersunk holes, so you can mount it to a base or something. I'll show you the base I made for it. To make a base for the jack, what I did was I bolted 2 3/4 inch pieces of plywood together. I ran some old bed frame slats I found around it, framed out the what would be the base, the 7 by 4 inches. I put 2 brass screws they could be shear screws, but the plywood will give a little bit rather than straight wood. I also put some slats underneath, oak slats, and the reason I did that is when you get on soft sand and something, you want it to be able to give a little bit, and that's where grass, and this thing works great. I'll show you how that mounts up. When the ductile iron base is installed onto the base that I made, I took 2 pieces of cable and I swaged the ends using a shackle. I run it through these eye bolts, and that will give my jack a lot more stability in rough surface. I'll show you that. Without the cables, you'll see what kind of rock you get. Like I said, you see I get quite a bit of lateral movement. So let me hook up the 2 cables attached to the shackle that runs through just any one of the holes near the top. I'm using the top one. You could see the definite stability Now, instead of getting a 4 or 5 inch play from side to side, we're lucky if we get maybe an inch or so. So it's a nice little option if in case you're in some mud or sand or something. Now, this jack dates back to 1905, and the beauty of the simplicity of this design is that there's just 2 pins, and one pin goes in, the lever raises the jack, and the other pin pops out, and vice versa until you get lift. Anytime you're going to change the jack, you want the jack handle to be in the upright position. To raise the jack, we take this little lever here and we raise it up. Okay, and that's ready to go. Now it's going to jack up, and what I'll do is I'll show you here the pins popping in and out and how it exactly works. Just by lowering the handle, you'll see one pin engages, the other pin rides high, and then vice versa. It's pretty simple. Effortless. The key is, the main thing is that you want to keep these pins lubricated. And I'll show you why that is in a minute. Anytime you stop, you put the handle back up, clip it in on top. There's 2 pins here, and you just clip that in. Lubricating of this jack is quite simple, but really important because of these pins coming in and out. That has to be lubricated. They can't be hung up or sticking. There's small springs here. They sell the rebuild kit that comes with the pins, the springs, and the shear bolt. Now, what's important is you want to put lubrication anywhere where you see these pins popping in and out, because that's what keeps them smooth. And there's a little bit of grease here where this bar that holds the pin in, that bar will ride up on. They come greased from the factory. This is the shear pin. At 7,000 pounds, that will pop, that will shear, so that you don't have to damage the jack. And again, to get the jack moving, we have the handle in the upright position. We grab this handle like this. I put my finger up here, and we just squeeze it like that. Now it's all ready to go in the upright position. We pull the handle back from the retaining spring here, and that's it. And up she comes. And again, anything that you see moving, of course, any pins or anything, any bolts that you see riding on, you're going to drop a bit of oil on. That's always good procedure. Now, when you want to lower this is really important. When you want to lower this, we put the jack in the upright position, like that. And what's important now is over here, you'll see, this is how we're going to push it down, but there's no weight on the jack. This is, if there's weight on the jack, you can push this down and it'll click down. But without weight, it'll free spin. So if you're going to use it without weight, like I am now, you grip the handle like this in the bar, and then when you push the jack down, it'll kind of free spin down. So you can adjust it easily to any length that you want to go to without having to click it all the way down. But other than that, that's basically all you need to know with lubrication. So in closing, if you're looking for a jack that's a good farm jack, something to pull posts out, something to, like Bobby wants to do, lift up his garage. If you, any kind of operation like that, an old-fashioned jack like this is perfect. It's inexpensive. This jack at the time of this video cost about $82 shipped. And the Harbor Freight one, which is about $20 less, it's really Chinese garbage. I mean, it's although it might work for $25 less, you're crazy not to buy American. Okay, so I hope that helped, and take care.